Welcome, everybody. This is Ryan Staley, and I have Sri Ganesan back for part two. He is the co-founder and CEO of Rocket Lane. If you missed the first episode, go back and check it out. He goes on basically some details on what he learned at becoming the second-time founder now, when he previously built, sold a company, grew a publicly traded company with that as a part of that acquisition, and now starting all over again, leaning heavy into AI with some of the things that he's doing for helping professional services companies scale or professional services organizations scale. Sri, welcome. Happy to have you back, man.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, happy to continue the chat.
Yes. And so thank you, man. So today we are going to get into something that's near and dear to my heart. There's actually two topics. We are going to cover some of the areas about how folks are having challenges with AI adoption. And then part two that we're going to cover is AI agents. Like, what's available now and what are the opportunities now and how to take advantage of them and what's coming down for the future. So let's hit on the AI adoption first. Would love to hear what you're seeing as like practical strategies to integrate that into project management or like combining that automation with human expertise. Like, what's your take on that, man? Because I think this is a beautiful topic to talk about.
Yeah, it's actually, not just for our product, but also for our company that, we've been pushing our teams to use more AI, every function, every department to use more AI. But I don't think we had the right kind of adoption for the tech that we gave our team members early on. We've sort of made it a point that I would say the biggest topic of discussion for us, which we wanted to ensure people got from our company kickoff a couple of weeks back, was how the world is rapidly changing, how we better adapt to what's happening around us, and how, AI first teams are going to look very different from teams of yesteryear. So that's been something that we've internally taken in every function as a big thing to focus on, sort of like AI ops for every function in a way. And I think we're seeing the same with our customers, right? So we work with professional services teams who are doing, typically, I would say 80% of our customers are actually tech and SaaS companies that are implementing their AI enabled solutions for their customers. But the same professional services teams that are implementing their tech aren't using enough of AI in their world, which is very interesting, right? So the way people convince themselves is, no, my work is more consultative, it is high touch work. So I don't see the opportunity to use enough AI. But we are showing them what great looks like as a way to push them towards adopting more AI. So there is a whole concept of the intelligent delivery organization that we are championing. We, in fact, today launched a survey around it so that, it increases the awareness of what are you doing versus what should you be doing, like for folks to benchmark themselves on their AI adoption. And in a way, it starts right from the leader. What is a AI first leader is an interesting way to look at it. How do they partner with AI? How do they use AI as a thought partner in various things that they're doing? And you will find that once a leader is doing this, automatically more of the team learns by looking at what the leader is doing. The leader is able to guide the team on, hey, you should be using AI over here because they're using it themselves. They're able to know where it does a good job, where it doesn't. And for our customers, right, the biggest thing is you're on projects with customers. These projects are running, for a few weeks, for a few months. And a lot of the decisions made, a lot of the information is actually in calls that are happening between a customer org and your org. And that's where we've put a lot of effort into AI capabilities that can glean from different kinds of calls the right information that needs to be documented, the right information that needs to be surfaced in different kinds of emails. Like what we want to take away from a kickoff meeting and document into like a goals document versus send in an email after, like a post kickoff email that you want to send, can be very different from if you were on an escalation email with a customer. What do you want to take away from that meeting and put together in the email and send out, right? So we are able to templatize and standardize certain kind of placeholder prompts that go into different sections of emails, sections of documents, and truly help you with, uh, you know, automating a lot of manual work that you would have done listening to calls or prompting, custom prompting from a call to get the information you need to add it into an email, etc. So this templatization of what to take away from calls is a big area that we're focused on. But I think what this does is there is, of course, this follows a human in the loop approach where the human's able to confirm and send out information, confirm and finalize a document, etc. But what we've found is people are doing a lot more than they used to when they have tech and helping them do their work. Like the amount of documentation that some of our customers used to do before this tech was released to them versus how much they are able to document now is very different. And I feel this is going to help in more ways for further adoption of AI. Because when you think of it, if all my calls got better documented, all my decisions were documented better, downstream, if a implementation team was working with a customer and now a customer success team or a support team needs access to information on why something was set up a certain way for that customer, why it was built a certain way. Now they have that documentation readily available that they can tap into. And this can further help them automate some of the responses that go to a customer when a customer is asking a question, saying, hey, here is how we configured it for you, and here is why. And hence your product, like the way we set up our product works for you in this manner. So there is more downstream automation possible when you have better quality information and data, which again is the result of better automation upstream. And that's our starting point, really. I think there is a lot more that we've figured out we can build from a agentic framework that can partner with a leader to be that paranoid digital twin for the leader to look at various projects, surface risks and opportunities, hold the customer team to certain standards that you want them to be held to in a much more elaborate fashion, consistent fashion. You can have AI scribes as agents who are, helping organize information and intel on every account. You can have AI teammates that are helping you complete the work you need to do based on, what the leader wants and what the information you've gathered is. And then you can have more general purpose agents that are also doing the work and not just like the work around the work of project management and follow-ups and so on, but actually going and doing in configuration work or doing calls with customers to collect information, etc. So when you think about the basic units of work that happen in any project delivery, a lot of it, the more narrow you go, the more high quality agents you're able to build for that narrow pieces of work.
Okay. Bless you. Yeah, and I agree with that. I think there's a couple of areas that you mentioned that I want to dig deeper in, but definitely the narrower you go, the more higher quality you're going to get. So let's talk about, you mentioned like AIOps almost for every department. Like walk us through what you mean by that. I think I understand the concept and everything like that, but love to hear what you mean specifically like that. And then I want to get into the agent aspect a little bit deeper, what you're talking about there next. So how do you approach like AIOps and organization tooling, all those kind of areas? Because that's a new area for many companies.
Sure. Let me take the example of our own implementation team, right? For Rocket Lane, we have a team that goes and implements our product with customers. And today, I would say a lot of the work they do, other than what automation Rocket Lane offers and what AI we offer, a lot of the other work is manual. But it doesn't need to be. If someone on the team, let's say we have a 12-member team, and today I decide, no, you're now down to 11-member team. You're borrowing one person from your team who's going to just focus on identifying areas that they can automate using AI. They're going to go, they know the job, they know the role. They're going to figure out what repetitive aspects they can go in and automate. I'll give you a couple of examples. There is a handoff that the sales team does to the implementation team after, winning a deal. And very often there is more discovery that the implementation team needs to do with the customer again because the sales handoff wasn't great. Now, instead, I have all my sales calls recorded. If I'm able to prompt at an account level and pull out the right information, hey, what are the integrations this customer said they needed throughout the course of like the 20 calls we did during the sales cycle. Give me that intel. Also, I want to understand who are the different people who stated their goals from this initiative where they're buying us. Can you document that? So when you pull out information like this using like a custom set of prompts from the calls, you're able to automatically get much better insight into what the customer wants. You're able to automatically organize that and just get the customer to confirm that instead of going on a call again with the key stakeholders or going on a pre-kickoff call with multiple people to get that same information. Now, again, later in the journey, before we move people from a competitor product to ours, typically there is like a migration that needs to happen. There's data that we need to get from the customer. And sometimes you need to interpret that data. You need to ask them questions about the data. Now, that can be done manually. That's how we do it today. But this 12th person on the team can go and figure out, hey, if I configure this voice calling bot, I can just tell the customer when you're ready with your migration data, call this number, we'll go through like a validation exercise where the bot is going to ask you a bunch of questions and we'll get the data that we need. So a lot of scheduling time back and forth to get on a calendar to assess this data validation can be completely skipped.
Yeah.
Likewise, there is the aspect of sometimes translating templates for a customer into different languages. Now, today, this may be like a 2-day exercise where someone from our team is sitting and translating it in 6 languages. But we figured out that with something like Operator from ChatGPT, from OpenAI, you're able to just prompt software into doing the job for you for setting up these translated templates in our product. So the more we focus on what can I automate next, where am I spending time, where is my team spending time, you're able to go to a more efficient state. And the goal is how can each function become radically efficient? And what we mean by radical efficiency is 50% or more of the work that your team does today should be automated. That doesn't mean the other jobs are eliminated. Some people are going to have a job of working with AI potentially, saying, hey, I'm going to configure more AI tools. Someone else may have the job of teaching AI how to do its role better as an agent, right? Just, hey, I'm going to coach AI and AI is going to go do 20x of the work once it's been coached. So I think there is new roles. When we say AIOps, it's not just, using tools that are out there. It's, stitching together different agents to get the job done in a more efficient way for you. It's also about training AI agent the right way, giving it the right data, etc. And configuring it to get the right results that you want as a team. So yeah, that's sort of my take on when I say AIOps, that's what I mean.
Okay. Excellent, man. And you hit on agents there as well, which is good because we're out of time right now. So where can people find you? Where can they find more about Rocket Lane? And then we'll wrap things up.
Yeah, so rocketlane.com is our website. I'm accessible at sri@rocketlane.com. Of course, very present on LinkedIn. Sri Ganesan is where you can find me, and Sri G on Twitter. Happy to engage on any of these platforms. Do reach out if you want to chat more about any of them.
Excellent, Sri. Well, thanks for being on the show. This was fun again. Love your breakdown of that, of basically, AI ops and how you do that, as well as like some of the agentic components in there as well. So thanks for being on, man. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right. And we will see you all on the next episode.